Oh, what is up, people? I'm not waiting for the bass drop. I'm not doing that today. No, there's so many topics.
Is there even a bass drop, or are you just saying that when the music
There is.
starts?
No, there's a part like right here. Watch right here. Boom. That's the bass drop right there. You know why I know that, Alan? Because I made the song, and I actually had to do a bass drop thingy in there. It's not good. I'm not saying the song's good or anything. I'm just saying though, that's literally when the bass drop starts. It's literally called bass, Alan.
I was about to say, I think you only just added that bass drop just so you can say wait for the bass drop.
No, actually, there's a little bit
even dumber.
No, there's actually a little bit truth to this. So the thing is I had a bass drop, so I have a cue of when to say, "Hey guys." That's literally the only reason why.
I figured. You made this specifically so you know how to do your intro.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, if there's a point where I'm like, I'm not feeling it, I don't know when to say something to the chat, blah, blah, blah. When a bass drop hits, it's like, okay, dude, say something. Like, the song just
it's not bad. Like, that's not like something to be, like, embarrassed about. That's how you would make a show work really, really well, where it's like, hey, I know exactly when it's going to start, so I have a pre-fucking, that's why I make fun of you. It's like, you only added that to say that. Yeah, and? You could have rolled with that, man.
Well, I don't know how to roll with anything. The only thing I know how to roll is
you're the biggest
belly.
fucking shit talker I know. Where you turn anything into a W, but the one time you could have, you're like, I don't know. It's what I actually
See,
did.
no,
it's
you
like,
bring me up as being a complete jerk and talking shit a lot, but I'm pretty fucking nice. I'm nice to everybody. I am very. The bass drop was great. But that's besides the fact. The thing is, I'm a guy who does not like to insult people. I don't like to argue. I am
You're the biggest liar in the world.
People.
Don't lie to them.
I'm nice to people.
Literally everyone hates you.
Oh, well, fuck you. Eddie's saying, oh shit, more zombies, or zombies, whatever. No, I get, okay, so, goddamn, it's gonna make Alan get another fucking point today. This is not a good start to the show. So, I guess maybe on Facebook, I wrote Call of Duty Zombies. We're not playing Call of Duty Zombies. That was yesterday.
You're not telling me that. I don't even know if there's an update. I have not played Call of Zombies in a while.
Yeah, no, by the way, I'll talk about some motherfucking time. I was gonna talk about like some Warzone shit, but no, like who gives a fuck? One of these days we're gonna play it together with Ganja. Hopefully with 90s. One of these days if he wants to come onto the show and play with us. But yeah, we'll get into that some. By the way, have you played the? Okay, I guess I'll ask this. Have you played the new VR, the Battle Royale?
If I play the new, no, I've not even played that.
Really? Damn. Okay, because it's been out for like a whole what?
There's a lot of stuff's come out. There's been a lot of games I got on Switch. Cyberpunk's gone out, so it's like there's been a ton of stuff that's dropped. That it's like, yeah, kind of playing first-person shooters kind of fall on the wayside.
Yeah. So here's the thing, dude. I gotta bring this up really quick. By the way, Jed's also with us too. I know I didn't even ask her how her day is or anything. Jed, how you doing?
Hey, just waiting for this $600 to drop.
Wasn't it gonna be $2,000?
Well, actually, currently, for some fucking reason, Bernie and Trump are fighting for it.
Yeah, wow. Bernie, guys, talk about buyer's
remorse.
remorse.
I know. What the fuck?
Talk about buyer's remorse. Everyone who's like, man, either Biden or nothing, bro, is like, yeah, you guys are going to get a wake-up call soon. No matter what, we're fucked, guys. So let's just all get down in a bunker and just let the bombs fall.
$2,000.
The thing is, though, JD Panda, I'm not to, bring the mood down, but then again, I can handle these things without bringing the fucking mood down. It sucks very badly that you have quarantine, but we can do, just to take advantage of the situation, you can write a post about it on Facebook and get some sympathy. That's what I would do. I would put out a thing of just like, hey, donate to me. I want a PS5. That's what I would do. And it might work. You don't know, man. These guys be putting out money like crazy over there in that fucking Children on Toast community.
No, or you could support somebody that's actually in a situation right now. It's a buddy of ours. He's quarantining right now. I don't know if I want to name drop, but there are people legitimately out there that are dealing with this problem. So if you have a little bit of extra,
JJ Panda actually is going through something, though. No, because I wanted to make it sound like JJ Panda is not actually going through something. No, he is. I'm just being a jerk.
Oh, yeah, we're just fucking around.
No, but yeah, it really does suck that you're going through that, JJ Panda. But here's the thing, though, dude. If you're stuck in your house quarantining, we're going to make that quarantine at least somewhat entertaining for you. We're going to be talking about movies, video games. We're going to be arguing back and forth. I'm going to make fun of his fucking bird at some point.
Or if you get so mad at us, you'll just forget about your surroundings.
That's true, yeah. We might put energy right back into, we'll put life back into by just you getting mad. I know like most people are really sick and without energy when they're sick with the coronavirus, but we will make you use anger to build yourself back up and attack somebody. You Tharter? I don't know.
Probably. He's been talking nothing but salt since he fucking got here.
Well, no, I know that guy. He's actually been around at Double Toasted Chat and Chat Attack before, and I think I've seen him in Julian's chat, so I don't know if you fuck with me and putting salt there.
No wonder he's being salty.
No. JD Panda saying I'm good, still working, I'm getting tested on Sunday, it's just a precaution. Okay, well, as long as you're doing it, god damn it. You T harder. What are you doing, bro? Come on. You can add more than that. Jesus. Gina Linville, how you doing? I know that you're not subscribed to our YouTube page, and you're probably coming from the Double Toasted page, but hopefully you can enjoy us until Corey starts, which will be in about 15 minutes. He's going to be reviewing Cobra Kai Season 3. Speaking of that, man.
Wait, let's say, is that? I thought that wasn't coming out for. Oh, he must have got a review copy.
Yeah, he got a review copy. But the thing is, though, man, they changed the day on that. Apparently, it's going to come out, I think, like in a couple of days.
I think it's Friday, right?
I actually believe so. So that'd be really cool, man. Did you watch Season 2 of Cobra Kai?
Oh fuck yeah, I love season 2. I reviewed it even for one of us. That was a long time ago. I fucking loved it. It was way better. It was funny because I enjoyed it way more than season 1. And the funniest thing about it is it coincided with Game of Thrones season 8. And I remember specifically saying during the review that season 2 of Cobra Kai has a better final fight than the Night King fight in episode 3 of Game of Thrones. Mostly because I can fucking see it.
That's honestly really
it's fucking hilarious. Because like the Night King fight in season 8 was so bad because it was so dark. Like literally, people were complaining they literally couldn't see what was going on for most of that fight. It was so fucking bad. And then it's like whatever. Cobra Kai's like, no, we got you. They did this fucking beautiful fight. One of my favorite things about fight, it had great choreography. Multiple people fighting multiple people, different environments. There's like 5. They're in a school fighting, but there's like 6 different environment changes from even different floors as people are fighting essentially the doppelgangers, which is really hilarious. But they built up like the rival karate schools. So you had doppelgangers of all the characters in the show, and it was just a really emotional and well done fight. Better than that fucking garbage last season.
Yeah, fucking Black Knight over here saying Game of Thrones season 8 was some old bullshit. Yes, absolutely was. But I'm one of those guys, and granted, I hope we don't get too started on this, but I will say that I thought all the Game of Thrones things I saw a little bit from season 3. So I don't think I saw anything from season 1, but I saw a little bit from season 3, and I saw the one where what was it, like Winter's Coming, and like they had like the zombies versus the fucking whatever. That shit was whack as hell, dude. They had a zombie.
Hey guys, come over. He doesn't like Game of Thrones. He never liked it. Come on, give him attention. Woo! He never liked Game of Thrones.
Woo! Fuck you.
I hate that shit. By the way, The Walking Dead's also trash. Give me a flaw.
Okay, for one, you and Ganja always fucking do that though. When I talk about Walking Dead, you both are right there.
We sat through it, man. We didn't just sit there. Oh, we never watched the episode. Hey, everyone hates it. Oh, we hate it too. We sat through that garbage. I went through longer than he did.
Ganja didn't sit through no goddamn fucking.
Sat through 5 seasons. Do you really blame him for leaving with season 5? He literally said that.
Just because he said it doesn't mean it's fucking true. He also says that you like to fuck birds or whatever. Like, I mean, Ganja fucks around people. The same person. I keep telling you that. You don't understand. Like, Gary and Ganja, the same person. It's Ganja Iki. No, but the thing is, though, is like with Game of Thrones, everyone was complaining so much about the 8th season, and most of the complaints were basically like talking about like, man, why did this person get the throne? Blah blah blah. It's like you're just mad because of they didn't write it exactly the fucking way you wanted. Like
they didn't write it well.
You're a bunch of
crybabies. They didn't write it well. No, it's not crybabies because this was the problem with this. Oh god, you get me fucking started. The problem with Game of Thrones season 8 is not that it wasn't the way we wanted it. It wasn't done properly. It wasn't done well. It was one of the situations where a lot of the stuff that happened over the course of that season was stuff that people were predicting. It was stuff that laid the groundwork. So not except for who got the throne, nothing that really happened in season 8 was necessarily a surprise. But the problem was there was no connecting thread between what we saw in the 7 seasons prior and them getting to the fucking getting to where they got.
There was plenty of thread. The thread of not being able to see what the fuck I'm doing because I don't know why this shit was shot so bad.
It was so poorly, and it's like this show's had some of the best fight scenes that some of the best battles ever put to television. That's what got the show a lot of stuff. It was basically Lord of the Rings for TV, but a lot more violence. So people were interested in it, and it was the connecting threads of characters getting from one point to another, and you got to see the progression. The problem is once season 8 happens, they just start jump cutting. It's like you skipping cutscenes in a video game and just appearing at like the moments. It's like, oh, I skipped parts 4 and 5. So how do we get to here? Who fucking cares? Because there's the writers. They were so busy because they had Star Wars and Disney and Marvel projects. They were so busy they didn't want to extend this for 2 more seasons to try to explain how the characters got from point A to point B. They just shat it all out. So Daenerys Targaryen becoming evil isn't like, I can't believe how is this person evil even though she lit everyone on fire. It was she's on the good side, now she's evil because we have no way to jump the bridge. It's like she looked at this guy, goes, you know what? I hate this guy. Kill everybody. I'm like, that is a fucking stupid progression. Bran Stark, why did he get the throne? Well, this character who's only met him for 2 fucking minutes goes on this like 5-minute speech. The speech that Tyrion makes for Bran Stark being on the throne is longer than he met the character for in the show.
Listen, I can't argue any of this because I don't even know these characters' names. all we'll say is that yes, you might have legitimate gripes, but there's a lot of people
Go
that
back.
will talk about things like they've been there's been like some posts obviously celebrating the end of 2020, which is technically end of a decade, by the way, guys. So there's lots of celebratory posts that are probably coming out there on Facebook, social media, etc. And they'll be like, hey, here's like a bunch of fucking shows. What's like one of the best shows in the last decade? And I guarantee you, before season 8, everybody would be saying Game of Thrones. Now, because one season, and granted, I hate this fucking show, but
Okay,
one
Nick, what
season
is the
ruined
worst
the
season
entire...
of The Walking Dead for you? I'm gonna try to bridge to you. What is
1
the
and
worst
2?
season of The Walking Dead?
Honestly, a lot of them are equally bad. 1, 2, and 4.
The worst. I mean, like if you a gun to your head, someone said a season
2.
that is the worst. Okay, imagine if take season 2 out and everything that was building up was building up to this one moment, and then the finale of the show was season 2 quality. How mad would you be?
I'd be mad, but I got all these episodes that were great, and I had a great time getting to where I was. Same
But
thing happened with Star Wars. Like, dude, look at granted, yes, everyone thinks Rise of Skywalker is fucking terrible, right? But the thing is, though, is like if you're a Star Wars fan, if Rise of Skywalker made you hate that series, you're full of shit because there's so much of this stuff.
But the thing is,
like it or not, Sorry.
It's one of those weird things where it's like it amounted to nothing because it's actually hilarious because a lot of people are saying, "Hey, Lost was terrible too, but we still talk about Lost." Sopranos had a bad ending, but we still talk about Sopranos. Game of Thrones shit the bed harder than both those shows combined because it's literally like people forgot about it. Like I actually forgetting I watched that show. Breaking Bad finale, I'd say it's honestly I'd say the average. The last episode was average. That season was great. Season 5 was fantastic. That last episode, I'd say it's kind of, movie magic. It was like, well, whatever. But everything else was great leading up to it.
But by the way, just because I know that you're going to go into a long thing there, and the only reason why I want to stop you because I don't want to degrade all the things you're going to say because you are making good points. But the thing is like it goes down to something that you brought up on the show even 2 days ago about recency bias. And it's like that can also be a bias negatively as well. Like for instance, the things you just brought up with all
this year, Nick.
Huh?
It's been over a year and nobody's changed their opinion.
No, but that's the thing. But I'm saying recency bias as far as the last thing that happened with Game of Thrones. There hasn't been another Game of Thrones thing. There hasn't even been a video game. It's just been that's the last impression that we were left with. So everyone bases the entire thing on that. And then here's another thing too. I want to bring this up. Big time. I've been wanting to bring this up because I know Jet can come in here and talk about this too. Mass Effect. I know that when people bring up BioWare, they're just like, "Oh man, fucking Anthem's bullshit and Mass Effect Andromeda."
Actually, they don't bring up BioWare. The only thing they bring up Anthem. But let's say after Mass Effect 3, people were like, "Yo, what the fuck BioWare? What the fuck BioWare?" for a good year and a half. But then they released Dragon Age. They released a product that everyone was like, "Oh, okay, cool." They're back to life. I don't like Inquisition. I think Inquisition is just as bad as the other games. But everyone else enjoyed it for their various reasons.
You
so,
whore.
I don't care. The combat in that game is fucking terrible. I don't know how anyone can play that. And I played it on 2 different platforms.
Get him, Jet.
And anyway, but people generally still enjoy BioWare. The name BioWare didn't really get sullied until very recently when you had Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem within a year and a half period, both being complete trash.
Yeah, but I just feel like they've done so many things. Like BioWare brought you fucking Mass Effect just in general. Once again, I'm coming somewhat ignorantly, but I didn't play Mass Effect games, but dude, those games were fucking just adored. All 3 of them, the first 3, and then when Andromeda came out, it was like everyone just kind of dropped it. Fuck it. It's like, did you guys just wake up and find out you didn't actually like Mass Effect? And you're trying to be fucking cool? Is that what it was?
Not necessarily, but it's like it's hard to explain exactly how this ends up happening because look at Star Wars is a perfect example of when the prequels came out. Star Wars kind of died down for a while because people are like, "Yo, these prequels are so bad," but they went to the supplementary material and built that up a lot more. When it came to Mass Effect, people still look fondly at the old games, even when Andromeda came out. Same thing with Dragon Age, where it's like, yeah, Dragon Age 2 sucked, but people enjoyed 1 and 3 came out to kind of make people forget about it. But I don't think that any of the products we're talking about fucked up as colossally as Game of Thrones did. I don't think Game of Thrones is the worst finale, but off the top of my head, I can't think of a show that had a worse finale. That went to where it wanted to end, not that it got canceled. That legitimately, no, this is how we're ending the series, and nothing got resolved. Characters did not earn any of the endings that they did. They felt like they made it up as they went along, and you could tell this was shat out. This was like a fucking $80 million season that felt like it was filmed in a week.
Yeah, but I want to ask Jet really quick too. What are you thinking about that? Do you feel like maybe that's the case where people were so in love with Mass Effect because it was cool, and then when it took one game that wasn't loved, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, I don't like this. I was just trying to fucking fit in." Do you think that's what it was, Jet, or no?
A lot of it is fitting in because Andromeda actually is a good game. Like I feel like Anthem really just put a sour taste in everyone's mouth because that generally is a not good game. Well, Andromeda actually is, but because of the whole face thing that got patched pretty early on, it basically ruined any rep that the game could have for actually coming back.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like the same thing with No Man's Sky in a sense, right? Like how people were just like, man, fuck No Man's Sky, and then the game, is fucking great. It's a quality game, and it's everything that they said it was going to be, and yet no one cares.
The thing is that's changed though, because at first it was not what it was. I actually liked it from the very get go, but a lot of people fucking hated it because it was overpromised. But essentially, right now, like if you look at the game right now, has more content than they ever. I don't think they've had a single paid DLC, and they've had more content than they ever promised.
Yeah, this right here is Origins, by the way. They actually released this fucking thing in September, I believe it was.
Yeah, dude, they've added so much cool shit. It's what I've always wanted. It's Minecraft in space.
Mm-hmm.
You go around, you get the materials and stuff, and you get to build whatever the fuck you want. You get to build your bases and shit, and then you get all this other you get space battles, you get build federations, you get to go to different planets, you get to make different bases. It's basically Minecraft in space, so it's a lot of fucking fun to see what you end up building. But it had a very bad start. But the what's the difference between this and Mass Effect is they stuck to it. Or Anthem is a perfect example. They stuck to No Man's Sky. They made it better. They kept adding shit to it. Right now, I could probably convince you to buy No Man's Sky. I couldn't do that 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that we're going to be in the same situation with Cyberpunk soon, too, where we're going to be like, in a year, man, that game is basically perfect, but it's not going to matter because people care only about first impressions.
Not necessarily, though. Not necessarily, because you can always, I feel that if you support a game, if you keep supporting it, the people, it's like the slow burn. If right away your game sucks, that sucks. But if you keep supporting it, people will eventually, basically, like the people that are diehards. Right now, I'm a diehard. I still play it. I have 40 hours in that game. That game runs like garbage. It's actually running worse after some of the updates, which is fucking hilarious to me. But eventually will be. So when it becomes like, hey, it's stable now, I'll be one of the first people. Hey, the game runs well now. And every now and then, someone's gonna slowly like, hey, maybe this game runs better. Maybe this game runs better. That's the benefit of video games, is you can always become better as long as you support it. We see so many games that do that. Anthem has literally been forgotten about because they stopped supporting it. Fallout 76 is basically starting to come back because they're still giving a shit about it, but that had a bad launch too.
Yeah, man. No, but God, there's something I forgot how we even got into this conversation. But the thing is just like I wish people would actually start, thinking about certain things and not like judging it based on like last impressions or first impressions. And granted, me and you have a disagreement as far as like people's complete reception to everything, because you probably think that that's not the case. But for me, it's like even at Wonder Woman 1984, it's like
worst movie ever. This is a blow to feminism. Is it? I saw this one post. It's like, this is a blow to feminism. And the one poster goes, how come every single time a female-led movie comes out, it's a representation of feminism? Nobody walked out of Batman v Superman saying, well, I guess we can't make any male-led movies ananymore.
Well, I think there's it's like a thirst for even content. I love Collider, by the way. One of my favorite fucking podcasts. What do you call it? Like, I don't know what to call them because like they're so big that they have like 20 fucking podcasts like linked to them. But Collider put out this fucking article, and this is like some Screen Rant level shit. This is fucking dumb. But it says Wonder Woman 1984 is the scariest body horror movie of 2020, and I don't know if that's a fucking joke or something. But it's like,
it's the only body horror movie this year, and if you found it kind of scary, I guess that's right.
Yeah, but like it's also one of those things where it's like, dude, like you guys just want to over exaggerate to certain fucking things, and it really does get on my nerves.
It's the problem with the internet is that like there's very little content going out, so everything gets judged. Everything gets like anything. You could literally put worst Gal Gadot movie of 2020, and you're technically right because I think it was the only movie that came out that she had. So it's like. It's just people again, whatever it takes to get into the fucking article. So people have been doing that the whole time too. Oh, I was cringing till the very end. There was something people have been shitting about. And it was the same thing we talked about, how it was sold as supposed to be about black people and stuff like that, but it ends up focusing on Tina Fey's character most of it. And people were just like, let's exaggerate this to get clickbait.
Really quick, give some love to the chat. Susan, thank you very much for following us. I actually like that name, by the way. I thought I said Susan, but Susan. I'm like, that's pretty. I'm gonna steal that for my daughter. But in the chat, JP, what's up, dude? I'm gonna make sure to give you attention and say hi because you're gonna fucking hate me if I don't. So hello, JP. Hopefully you're having a good day. Yeah, super fan and her sister over there, Squetchy Lefty Twin, left Twix, right Twix. I don't know what the fuck. I get confused with your name. Main thing here, Gary Eakin. This is a very important comment here, Alan.
No.
Wonder Woman 1984 didn't have a girl.
No. This motherfucker has been posting that same shit for
Stop hitting on Gary.
Gary's great.
you. Leave him alone.
You
No,
leave
stop
Gary alone.
fucking encouraging him. I'm sure he would do it more often, but I'm pretty sure the fucking Twitch bots are stopping him. I know how that fucking thing works. He's just been saying, "Oh, hope she shits out of Jack. Hope she shits out of Jack." Since the Game of Thrones talk.
He's been doing it for every single fucking thing. Like
fucking
every
does it
single.
all the time.
He said about Minecraft in space. Doesn't have a girl shits to fucking like dragons. Where's that coming
I'm
from? The
giving
shit
him
with
that.
dragons.
That's why he keeps doing it. He did that shit last week, where he just repeats the same shit over and over again until you acknowledge him. It's like a child recording going, "Ma." Knowing your ass.
I fucking love it, dude. Gary's
I'm gonna
like,
make so many photoshops of you because of that comment.
he really.
Oh yeah, like he doesn't stop anyway. Fuck him.
But yeah, dude. So here's the thing. We're gonna talk about this one topic. This is like, we'll make this fucking quick, dude, because this is one of those things. Like, I feel like we're the fucking daily double talk. That actually is daily, apparently.
Let us do it.
But the thing is, no shit,
Tell
Corey.
Tell Corey that to let us do the daily double talk.
Yeah. No, seriously. Hey, chat, you guys make sure to send him that shit. Seriously, because like we'll do this every fucking day, basically. And we have the
I'm
same
Do it
topics.
anyway.
Yeah, we basically have the same fucking topics. So the thing is dude, I'm telling you, we talked about this fucking thing for like I think 8 times now. And it never changed.
Oh, yeah,
AMC theaters can't receive funding from COVID-19 relief bill. Wham wham boo hoo. Movie theaters are going.
How
through
are they
something.
still around? Jesus Christ! They've released like 2 movies this whole year, and they already were on the verge of bankruptcy. How the fuck are they still afloat?
Oh, I can show you really quick because here's the thing, man. Apparently, and I don't know how much money they're making right now, but another big story here is 2020 box office down 30 billion from 2019, and that would indicate that 2019 had at the very least 30 billion fucking dollars making a bunch of
Who
movies.
the fuck is that in that picture?
I think that's
Crying at Steve Trevor like, oh, I just want one thing, $30 billion. Is that
that
too much
her?
to ask?
I mean, shit,
don't
I'd
like
cry.
her.
What was that, Jet?
That don't look like her in that picture. Who is that?
No, it looks like Gal Gadot, though. Seriously.
Well, it's from the way it does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, look at the
Did you
Wonder
watch
Woman
the
thing on her head.
I did, but like that, her face looks really weird in that. Like it's not her face.
Well, okay, Jay, I'm gonna help you out and actually say what you really mean. She looks chunky right there. Okay, that face looks a little big, a little bit bigger. Than
No, that's not it. It just like that face is just it
And
doesn't
no
look
makeup.
like her face.
And no makeup. That's
probably
another thing.
I like that.
That like they're like that looks on set. Like it looks like she's wearing makeup. Just like why does that not look like her though?
By the way, little Curl saying that's Gal Gadot crying face, but it's like, is it crying or is it I gotta use the restroom and there's no toilets around here? Because like that looks like
you're telling me you wouldn't cry if that was the situation? That's nightmare fuel for me, man.
what fucking a dude's body with his conscience not being in it. Like yeah, I guess that
I mean,
would
that's also nightmare fuel for me, but
fucking goddamn. You know,
I mean, that'd be being in an area without a bathroom and you gotta take a shit.
oh
Tell me
yeah,
that doesn't give you night.
You know, I'm just surprised that you're able to go around and actually discuss my idea for this particular picture because I do think that my idea is way better than what this fucking movie gave us. Because I'm putting that out there. I want to see a movie where Wonder Woman tries to get to a bathroom and she doesn't have that stupid fucking whip that does whatever the fuck she needs to do at the moment. Bullshit. I'm not gonna get into all that.
Usually results in her swinging, so I don't know what else could she. As long as she's eating her dinner with it.
Oh, you know what? That'd be great. Gal Gadot need a stunt double to cry. It's like, listen, I'm not as good of an actress.
How bad are you at acting? He needed an acting double.
Yeah. Hey, dude, Zac Efron did that. He needed people to
Body double. That's different.
Yeah, well, no, because he's in good shape. He needed someone to do like a thingy. Like I forgot what it was, but like Ali told me about this.
It was a body double. Basically, what it is a lot of because that happened with Daenerys Targaryen is a lot of the actors don't necessarily want to go nude for nude roles. But the characters have to for whatever reason, so they get a body double where it's like from the back. It's like, oh, that kind of looks like the actor, and maybe you like put their face on there or whatever the fuck.
But you'll be
it's like,
shocked at the doubles they have for things, because like one of the movies that Corey touched on recently was Halloween Resurrection, and I know that you love that fucking movie, Alan, so
that's
very much.
the worst Halloween movie.
But do you know the girl in there, Sarah, the main character who like fends off Michael Myers alongside karate doing?
Oh
fucking
yeah, you
bust
told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, they needed a screaming double, guys. I'm not fucking joking. There's a part in the movie. They wrote her before they found out that she can't scream. I swear to God, in real life, the actress can't scream. So her character's ability is screaming. Like they talk about how she can scream and glasses break. That's how amazing she is at screaming.
Oh, that's fucking stupid.
So
you should have. That's how you write the script before getting the actors.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, this is like, dude, how the fuck? I mean, the irony of that. I got a person to play a screaming character or a superpower screaming, and she can't scream. So they
Why
literally
was
had
it
to have somebody. Yeah,
wasn't the first thing they asked for? Hey, can you scream? Okay, can you act? Like, why did they go the other way around?
yeah, it's so dumb. And so, anyways, they had to pay somebody else to come in there and scream while she was screaming. And keep in mind, by the way, that this part in the movie completely stops being a premise of the film after fucking 10 minutes after that scene. They don't bring it up again because they're like, dude, we can't keep paying this other bitch to keep screaming for you. This is ridiculous. So they could have just edited it out.
I was gonna say they often do ADR, like they do dubs afterwards, but not for entire character moments.
Gary's saying they did that in something like that in Home Alone. I didn't know that. Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
What it was I actually watched it recently. A buddy of mine was telling me. So you know the situation where he puts the spider on a dude's face and starts screaming.
Mm-hmm.
The facial reaction is there, but the actual scream is done afterwards because the guy wasn't able to yell at the spider on his face because the spider would have freaked the fuck out and bit him.
Ooh, that's actually an interesting concept, and it makes it way scarier to think that they thought that somehow you make the spider bite him.
If the spider bites you, you just bite it back, eat it.
That's you crack addict.
Keep in mind, Jet, that like it's not the spider's fault that someone screamed in its fucking tiny little spider ears. Like,
well, it's its fault that it bit me, and guess what? You bite me, I'm gonna bite you back.
The spider's the victim.
I was gonna say, yeah, and the criminal's a dumbass. He's not gonna sit there and eat a spider. That'd be way too dark for a kids movie.
Yeah.
You ever got like you ever been walking and then like all of a sudden like you ran to like a tree branch, something, or a little like twig from a tree or something hanging down, and then you just wanted to fight the tree? That's how I feel.
I thought you were gonna say then eat it because I'm like, what?
Yeah. I know. Like bite the tree.
You never ate like tree branch before?
No.
No. I ate leaves.
He ate dry top ramen, which is pretty fucking equivalent.
Okay, mister, I only eat potatoes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I eat one of the most delicious vegetables out there that gives you protein and makes you a big, strong boy. Yeah, fuck you.
I mean, you definitely got the big part, right?
Yeah. Aw. You call me fat.
You call me short. Fuck you.
What did I call you?
Short.
No, I didn't. I said you
literally
got a
call me
short
short all
temper.
the time.
I said
Fuck
you're as
you.
tall as your temper.
You're a bitch. I'll kill you.
Oh shit. Anyways, no, but Andrew Wilson's saying anger issues. Yeah, I know. What the fuck, right? He's an asshole.
Nick.
Can't believe him. I can't believe he's like that. And thank you, sketchy lefty twin. Potatoes you can't screw up, dude. You really can. Unless you put too much. No, you really like. I mean, if you're purposely trying to.
Alan, did you mess up potatoes?
No.
Yeah, because it's really like it's really.
I've never cooked potatoes.
What? You never cooked potatoes? Have you baked potatoes?
No. I've never done it personally.
Are you fucking with me?
I don't cook a lot. I don't cook at
That
all.
really counts as cooking. It's fucking potatoes. You just put it in the fucking oil, and then it just does its own thing by itself.
That's a lot. That's cooking.
Oh, that's a fucking shame.
I know. I'm not saying that as a fucking kind of pride.
Man, okay, Alan, you need to make some fucking potatoes, dude. What?
Yes. Click on what Gary put in the chat.
No, under no circumstances do you click on that.
Gary, if this is inappropriate, man.
No, it's a Photoshop.
I wouldn't tell you to click on it if it was inappropriate.
Okay.
That's you, so we can't trust you. Remember what happened to Gene on the fucking double toasted?
Oh, yeah.
I'm literally looking at it. I'm literally looking at it right now.
No, but I'm looking at
I saw it too. It's the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2.
Damn it, I was gonna actually fill it up, but here's the thing. Yeah, this is Home Alone 2. Alan
Again, why am I being the homeless people? Why not be somebody cool?
Because that's the person that saw the birds.
Yeah, I know, but like Gary fucking makes Gertz look like a Renaissance painting. I look like a fucking homeless person.
Well, no, you are a homeless person. You don't look like you are a homeless person.
I have a home, and I fucking trim and adjust my beard.
No, I'm saying when you're doing your cosplay on TV, you play a homeless person on TV, and that's what it is here. Okay, you
I'm
right
on TV?
there.
I'm an actor.
Yes. No, but the thing is, though, dude, that character scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. I don't know if you had the same effect, or did you watch Home Alone 2 when you were a kid, or you watched that just recently and that's it?
No, I watched it I think for the first time I sat through it recently. I saw clips of it and parts of it, but I've never fully sat through it until very recently. I actually didn't even know they made more than 2. We saw the fucking things of 3 and 4. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. That's who a fan that says you look like one of the robbers. And Andrew Wilson says you're a bum, but with the B at the end. I've never seen someone write it like that, but you're fucking great, dude.
How do I look like a bum? Fuck all of y'all. Just because y'all can grow a fucking beard doesn't mean I look like a bum.
This is actually Alan's alternate costume. If we ever put him in a fighting game, he just press start and he gets to have this fucking thing and the abilities. But yeah, dude, Home Alone 2, by the way, we talked about this for a second. Yeah, we talked about this a second the other day, but like I gotta tell you, dude, like the pranks or not the pranks, but like the way the kid
No, it's a
fucks up.
Saw house.
Yeah, dude, it's so like it's way more violent to the point where like if someone wanted to like add like gore effects to that movie like in post, you could totally do that. It'd be fucking great.
Well, it's one of those things where the first one came out and it was extremely violent, like extremely. Like I bring up the fucking nail scene that gets me every time. You with the spider, but there's a lot of things in that movie that's extremely like this is the most violent kids movie ever made. Like legitimately, this was a PG movie, not some rated R movie. No, this was a PG movie, but it had such violent moments. And they were surprised they got away with it. So the next one, they're like, "Well, we can just do whatever the fuck we want." So they made it way more violent. It literally goes to this like dilapidated apartment and like electrocutes a man and fucking throws steel beams at these motherfuckers, breaks their noses at one point. Legitimately, they have to realign their fucking noses. The fucking bricks from the top of the roof where their YouTube videos doing it based on the angle and based on the weight of a normal brick, that would actually kill him. Each individual brick would kill him. So if he get hit by one brick, he's dead. And he got hit by 4 bricks in a row.
Yeah, dude, because I guys want you guys see this shit, guys. Like here it is right here.
It's so violent.
Yeah, that shit. Look at that big fucking brick. I know it's fake, blah blah blah, but like, God.
Of course
damn.
it is, because it would kill him if it was a real brick. Like,
and I don't know why I feel like I had to say that, but I can guarantee you there's somebody in there. It's not really that big of a deal. Like, it's not a real brick.
oh no, they like there's this thing. I used to love it. I don't know if they still do it, but look up Honest Action. Basically, it's the Honest Trailer guys, and they would get like doctors to look at action movies to see whether or not the main character would survive, and they did it for Die Hard. And Die Hard 1, I think, like because of a few scenes where he has to like jump from like portion to portion, he would have died like a couple of times over the course of that movie. Mm-hmm. And oddly enough, in Die Hard 1, he would have survived the entire encounter. Yeah. But they did it for Home Alone 2, and every individual brick toss would actually kill him. So the first brick, he's dead. If the first brick never happened, the second brick, dead. Each individual one would kill him. The fact that he got 4 times in a row, that guy's beyond dead.
Oh, yeah, no. And this is the one, I brought up Die Hard because he was bringing it up. But, like, yeah, dude, over here with Home Alone. I like how they have, it's literally just says Home Alone, but yeah, this is from Home Alone 2. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, connect them, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck that. Make sure to write both next time. Honest Action.
Yeah, massive head trauma.
By the way, this is a pretty good...
massive head trauma.
I want to say really quick, too, I like how this video was done in 2014, but it has quality like this. That's how you do fucking YouTube content right there. I might have to check these guys out. The fact I'm glad you brought them up, Alan, because that's actually
I'm not sure if they did anymore because that was like the last videos. But like, I do like when people do it in a non like cynical sense. Because look how dumb the Fast and Furious movies are. They totally die. It's like, no, I want someone to actually break it down and be like, would they actually pull it off? They did that with Die Hard. Die Hard, it's like, oh, everyone's like, oh, it's so down to earth. It's like, yeah, it is. Actually, it is if you think about it. There's only a couple scenes that's a bit more like crazy, but a lot of that stuff would have happened. I appreciate when people take a scientific approach versus like, oh, that's so dumb, it would never happen. It's like, well, actually, if you think about it, it would.
Yeah, I like how this whole entire conversation, by the way, this is what I love about our show, and especially when you're on, we just shoot the shit, and I think that that's one of the best things about the chat tag, but like this all actually came out of us talking about this box office situation. But speaking of the box office situation, I do want to bring it back, just at least somewhat. For you, man, what do you think? And not actually about the 30 million or 30 billion, but more so about this whole fucking thing with that's the wrong thing too. The receiving funding from COVID-19 relief bill. Do you feel sorry for them in a sense? And also too, do you feel like this is so early? As soon as January 20th comes around, they're definitely gonna get their COVID relief, et cetera, stuff put into motion.
I don't feel sorry for the theaters. I feel sorry for the employees because that's their livelihood. So it's like it does suck that the people working aren't going to get it because the bigwigs, they have their fucking whatever. They have their millions. They have their savings. The employees that like this is their job. It's like that really does suck because it's like it gets to the point where fuck theaters, man. The moment people stop putting shit in your theaters, your entire economy collapses. Like it gets to a point where it's like I really fucking hate that this theater mentality that it's like I feel bad for the employees because like this is probably I don't think AMC is going to survive 2021. And they're going to be out of a job, and I hope they land on their feet. But it's just one of those situations where it's like, how does AMC continually keep fucking up?
Yeah, and it's not even about them fucking up too, because it just got some unluck here, man. I think another situation brought up here by this article. Understand, according to the Wrap, AMC has dealt another blow with the passing of the COVID-19 relief bill. The new legislation earmarks $15 billion for small theaters and other venues. However, as a larger chain, AMC doesn't qualify for the money. So your Cinemarks, your Harkins theaters, all that stuff is still going to be around. This will not. And this over here says it's a tough break for the company, which has grown increasingly desperate for help in recent months. In an SEC filing a few weeks ago, AMC revealed it may run out of cash by early 2021. And here's the thing, guys, is that's actually worse than what they're saying here. I'm actually an investor in AMC currently because I thought that they were gonna get some fucking help from Chris Nolan or somebody.
I'll be surprised if they survive the next year.
Yeah, but right now their stocks, as far as what I checked, and I check pretty much every couple of days on Robinhood and things like that. But like they're down to like $2, and back in the summer, dude, when they were like at $3, they had a huge increase when AMC Premium got a bunch of buys from people because of Walking Dead and all these things are going to come back on TV. And they were up at like $8. All the stock market fucking websites were like, dude, invest in AMC. Like, they're fucking whooping ass. And as soon as AMC came out here and said, man, we wish we had money, all the fucking stockholders were like, dude, nah, we're leaving. Fuck you. And they sold their stock and it destroyed them. This goes to show you that as a business, you can't go out there and acting like you're a fucking person. You can't go out there and asking for people to hand you money when you've been fucking people over for the past 30 fucking years.
Like, it's getting to the point right now where this is the pandemic's kind of shown how flimsy the theater industry is, where it's like unless you're delivering the big budget movies that people want to go see, superhero flicks, big stuff like that, that theaters are essentially like they're propping themselves up on this fucking bloated self-worth, where the moment those they find a different place, it falls apart. This is Blockbuster. This is just in our time again. We're basically seeing that these places aren't the only places to watch movies. So yeah, now Wonder Woman sucked, of course. So I was like, oh, Wonder Woman was terrible. Wonder Woman wasn't terrible because you watched it at home. Wonder Woman probably wasn't as bad because you watched it at home. Let's fucking be real here. If y'all went to theaters, that would be fucking 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. But because you watched it at home, you probably forgave it a little bit because it was in the comfort of your own home. If that starts becoming the case, theaters are going to be a thing of the fucking past, except for the elites are like, no, I need to watch this fucking indie movie in a theater. That's not going to keep the theater industry afloat. It's going to crumble and collapse, and you're going to start seeing the best thing AMC is going to do is it's going to sell stuff to HBO Max or Netflix or whatever, where it's just going to, anything it has the rights to, it'll just go right to the theaters, or AMC will cease to exist. It's, again, those theater houses are a dying breed. It's just where people are keeping, it's the fucking elitists that are keeping them alive. Yeah, and yes, man. Christopher Nolan, you're an elitist.
He really is. No, and by the way, when we say elitist, like, granted, we're saying that with a little bit of a tone of like, yeah, fuck you, we're looking down on you, elitist. But at the same time, it's like it can't be always a bad thing. Sometimes to make it, to be successful in whatever genre that you're actually working in, you gotta be kind of an elitist because there has to be some kind of like, not pedestal, but there has to be like a tier list of like, no, this is top quality content, this is middle, and then this is like indie or small or whatever the fuck, right?
When I go elitist, I go it's because you see these people all the time on the internet where it's like, this is the only way to appreciate it. This is the only way. I'm like, when you're an elitist, it's because you feel like this is the right and only way. You don't care about the tier. So when I call, again, Christopher Nolan's like, well, I also want people to enjoy it. I was like, no, it has to be theaters. That's elitist attitude because he feels the only way to enjoy his movie is in theaters. I enjoyed it better the second time at home. When I was watching it with my buddies and we got the chance to pause forward, go back and forth to fucking actually be able to watch the fucking movie that we could barely hear in fucking theaters. I had a miserable experience in theaters watching that fucking movie. I had a better time at home. But he doesn't give a shit about that stuff. Same thing with Martin Scorsese, where it's like, yeah, Martin Scorsese did a fucking Netflix movie, but I'm sure he would have preferred to have it in theaters. Just no one was going to take that fucking movie. But that's where I go. The elitist attitude. That's the only way to enjoy it. It's like, no. And honestly, yeah, I hope the fucking employees get back on their feet. But I couldn't give a shit less about theaters.
Yeah, it's sketchy in the chat says the price of candy is outrageous, which I definitely agree with. $5 to $10 for cookie dough balls. Our theaters located across a fucking Dollar Tree. So many people who buy candy there are usually asked by the cashier what movie you're going to see, because it's like, yeah, no, it's that's the thing, man. There's so many times.
Bring your candy in. If theaters survive, always bring that shit in. Go to the dollar store first.
And remember, if you have a friend that's a girl, make sure she brings her biggest purse.
Yep, exactly. And hey, it's 2020. Take advantage. I walk in there. I walk like I'm gay, and I'm like, I got a purse. I don't care. I got makeup. I got a bunch of shit in here. I got tampons.
Nick, you literally have a laptop bag. Why not just say you use a laptop bag?
Because then, no, that would be questionable. Because I'd be like, wait, you got a laptop? You're trying to show
I literally walk with my bag all the goddamn time. I hide everything.
I get looks. You saw me get looks at Think Geek and shit. When you have a bag like that, people think you're stealing. And another thing too is in a movie theater, if I say I have a laptop bag,
and you walked into a store, they're looking at you like, I gotta buy something.
No, because another thing too, laptops have pretty good fucking cameras as opposed to phones. They probably think I'm gonna be recording that shit and bootlegging it on the fucking internet. I know what they're thinking about me.
No, you're just paranoid.
Yeah. No, dude. Okay, did you see how that one girl was looking at me and ThinkGeek, and she was trying to
The cashier whose job is to sell stuff was trying to sell you something. Yes, I saw the dollar signs in her eyes.
No,
'cause she's
she was trying to be like, yo, why you have this? No, she was profiling. She was like, oh, what you got in the bag? Oh, you're looking at T-shirts? Oh,
Yeah,
you're
she was
stuff
planning to jump you. She's like, huh, this guy's like 4 times my weight. I bet I could jump him because he might steal $20 worth of like nerd stuff.
Yeah, shit. All I had to do is I got a big hand. I can just
Well,
steal
like,
eight
like
hundred
World of
dollars
Warcraft
right
for a living, man. I'm sure she'd probably sell you a Warcraft painting.
Nah, man. She was gonna call police. I was scared. I mean, I felt.
You were there for half an hour.
I felt profiled. I was afraid.
By the way, he doesn't tell about that story. Is he was talking up with her for half an hour about random bullshit. Because I came in to see him, I was like, oh, he's talking to a fucking cashier, whatever. I bet she's trying to sell him on some dumb
She
bullshit.
wasn't even a cashier. She was just a person walking around. And that's, by the way, that happened twice.
There.
That happened twice. That happened at the GameStop too. Wait, what happened?
You look like you have money.
Oh, you are full of shit. I look like I have fucking money. I look like I can't even afford a goddamn haircut. What the fuck are you talking about? I look like I got money.
That's a you problem.
Fuck you. Anyways, Yasuba fan AMC also don't care about your experience. Yeah, that's a fucking definite issue that I can't stand too. I don't know what you put there, Julian. I am scared to click on that.
I'll click on it because we don't want to pull a Gene.
Yeah, grits and beans saying bring a Costco 40 ounce and fill it with whatever. They don't check. Actually, no. Here's a funny thing. I heard a story that actually went viral for some reason. Some dude brought in a QT cup, like one of those big gulp things, like 7-Eleven or whatever, and he filled it up at the AMC Coke machine. And he offered to pay for it. He's like, okay, dude, like you guys said free refills. I'm taking advantage of that, but fine, I'll pay for it. And they're like, no, you came in here, you had to do that, blah, blah, blah. You're not allowed in the theater again. And AMC got in trouble for that shit. And that goes back to what Yasuba was saying, where they don't give a fuck about your experience. Over here trying to nickel and dime you for your fucking soda. You know how much that goddamn soda costs? Like cents. It costs to get the syrup thingy inside the machine or whatever. That shit is so cheap. That's why it tastes half fucking watery. It's disgusting. They don't even clean that fucking thing.
Actually, that's the complete opposite. I've always, for some fucking reason, enjoyed like the drink I get from a movie theater more than regular. Like, yeah, they're still fucking, and the same thing with popcorn. Yeah, of course, they're still fucking like this popcorn's been sitting there for half an hour, and you're gonna charge me fucking $10 for like $1 worth of popcorn, and it's like it is annoying, and it's like the movie theater experience. It's like, yeah, I don't care about the movie theater experience. I could replace this at home with a fucking case of Coke and a fucking Orville Redenbacher's bag of popcorn. It's like there's nothing this theater's giving that's even better. And he was like, oh well, the snacks and stuff. It's like they're upcharging because they know that's what happens when the industry dies. They upcharge for everything. The music industry did that. Do y'all remember the fucking ringtone generation?
Dude, remember the fucking where you sell singles that cost the same amount as a fucking full CD, and then it'd be censored? Oh,
the fucking ringtone generation, where every song became about how many ringtones can you make per song. So it stopped becoming about songs. It became about 30 seconds, so people could have it as a ringtone, and they would charge money for that shit. It's like that's how your industry dies. They don't know how to innovate, so they can't. And the thing is, there's no saving the theaters. This idea that everyone's like, well, if we do this, if we do that, don't worry, guys, get the vaccines. By the way, vaccines aren't going to immediately solve the problem. It's going to take almost a year before shit's going to go back. And Disney's not going to release any more movies. Warner Brothers basically just said, fuck it, we're putting it all on television anyway. So it's like, you're telling me theaters can survive another solid year without fucking movies in them? Good fucking luck.
By the way, I just want to warn you all right now, and hopefully Jet is still listening because I feel like she's going to yell at me for this, but I do think, though, that you guys are lucky as fuck with TikTok because after that shit's taken down, the next iteration of Vine or whatever the fuck it's going to be, that's going to cost money. I guarantee you. They're going to find some kind of way to make you pay for fucking a TikTok type thingy.
Oh, yeah, they'll probably just have a watermark or something for $5 a month or whatever.
I mean, like, they kind of already have watermarks with TikTok. But the thing is, like, if you got to pay for it, people really aren't going to use it. People flock to free stuff.
Yeah, Yatsuba's saying it costs $1 the vending machine in a dollar store. Of course, it did bet money. AMC got into our DG because they no longer sell bottled drinks. That's another thing too. Yeah, they don't sell bottled drinks. Like that's another.
Well, because I think legally, when it comes to there's a thing on the bottle where it's like you legally can't, like Coca-Cola and Pepsi have it so that people don't start to like upcharge past their profit margins. So you legally can in some cases. That's why the drinks are pretty regular. Where it's like if you go to the dollar store, they're $1. If you go to any other store, they're roughly about like $2.50, but they're all the same. So if you go to Walmart versus another grocery store, another whatever, they're all about the same. I don't know how dollar stores get away with it, but there's essentially only two tiers. But AMC, what would they have done? They would have charged $5 for it, But I think like they're like, yeah, fuck you. Like you're gonna just get people to fucking steal your shit. But when it comes to fountain drinks, because they're doing their own they're doing their own materials and shit like that, and their own syrup, because it is a slightly different mixture, they can get away with it.
Yeah. Brightburn saying it's funny how comic. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I'm actually gonna save that comment because we're gonna bring it up. Literally the next thing we're gonna talk about right now. Blasian Michael saying, "What's up, Chat Tech?" And yes, I still remembered your name. Alan, see how easy that was, Blasian Michael.
Oh, you actually got it?
No, you fucked it up last time. What are you talking about?
That was you and Ganja. First of all, second of all, hey, someone called Dave on.
Man, look, listen.
Fuck you.
That was years ago, bro. Okay. Fuck you. Lurkro says social networks that charge users are doomed to fail. Users would rather use the network for free and sell their data. But here's the thing: you answered the next question. I'll be right back because Corey is calling me.
Okay, so Brentford basically asked if I like Breath of the Wild more than Ocarina of Time. Simple answer to that: fuck no. Ocarina of Time is for me personally, is one of the greatest games ever made. No, sorry, the greatest game ever made. It is number one for me. There is not a game that has ever come out that has even come close to me as far as a game that could surpass the storytelling and the fucking gameplay. The way it made me feel playing as a kid. No game has ever come close to that. Breath of the Wild is... Honestly, I'll say, fuck it. Second controversial opinion. Breath of the Wild is not even that good of a Zelda game. Is it a good game? Yes. Is it a good Zelda game? Fuck no. Because it ignores a lot of what made the franchise what it was. The dungeon crawling gets replaced by the exploration, which is good, but it's no longer the dungeon crawling. The temples themselves are essentially rinse and repeat of the 4 temples in there because they want you to do it in any order, which isn't Legend of Zelda. It's supposed to be a steady progression. The weapons are all breakable, and name me one video game that has good destructible weapons. Even the weapons themselves aren't fucking unique to the character. They're just random fucking weapons you pick off the fucking ground. I mean, the weapons in...
You say that, but destructible weapons, Dead Island and Dying Light do that very well.
And they're trash. What are you talking about?
Animal Crossing does it pretty well.
Animal Crossing does it really fucking well.
I've never played that one. That might be the one game, but destructible weapons has been a fucking bane in gamers' existence forever. It's the worst fucking mechanic in video games.
Arc.
They do it great. Oh, fuck y'all. Man, nah, bullshit.
Weapon. Oh, boy, I'm glad I'm attacking this dinosaur. Oh, no, my only weapon broke. Well, I guess I gotta get eaten
maybe
now.
you should plan effectively ahead of time and actually get the right fucking item for it.
Or you can sit there, keep the fucking same goddamn fucking weapon.
Pokemon, I'm trying to... Do they have shit that breaks in Pokemon?
Not to mention the promos before the... Okay. Ocarina of Time is much better than Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild has better world structure, but the mechanics are not as good. I think the mechanics are very similar because the Legend of Zelda series has had very similar mechanics throughout the entire thing. But the problem is that they wanted to differentiate the franchise, which is fair. I think that's always a good idea when a franchise has been going on as long as that has. They want to differentiate it. The problem is... they took out too much of what made the Legend of Zelda, where if you just called if they were just called Breath of the Wild and it was a new IP, it would be indistinguishable from what it is now. Because it is the same, it does too many things different that as a long-standing... I've been playing Legend of Zelda games since I was playing the fucking NES. So I've been playing this shit from the very fucking beginning. So when I'm seeing this stuff that has almost no similarities, even the outfit, you don't get a unique tunic. You just get that fucking shirt that looks like he was wearing at the start of Wind Waker. You don't get the green tunic unless you fucking either use the amiibo or somehow got all 180 fucking shrines. So I'm like, okay, where the fuck's the unique tunic?
Wait, you had to use amiibos too, though?
What's up?
Because you said amiibo. That was a thing they added on that?
Yeah, where you could basically get the outfits for depending on which Link amiibo you had, you can get the Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, or Ocarina of Time. But it was a cosmetic, so it wasn't necessary. The in-game, you never get a specific tunic. When you played Ocarina of Time, you got a tunic for that game. When you played Wind Waker, you got a tunic that was built for that game. When Twilight Princess, it was one of the most drastic design changes because they made it feel like actual armor. Like, Breath of the Wild doesn't do that. And again, where's my hero sword? Where's my hero's bow? Where's my fucking boomerang? Oh, it's just replaced by random Boko fucking Club 85. It's like, who fucking cares? Where are the iconic weapons that have been playing for 20 fucking years?
Yeah. No, I can totally see what you mean about that. There's a lot of things I didn't like about fucking Breath of the Wild.
It's fantastic, by the way. I want to point out, I don't think it's bad. I think it's a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. My issues is it's called Legend of Zelda first. That's my problem with it.
But they're trying to evolve the series, though. They're trying not to be the same fucking Legend of Zelda shit because they've been doing the same thing forever.
That's my problem, though. They didn't sit there and be like, hey, we want to add a few features. Because the thing is, I love the fact that the exploration is fantastic. It has better exploration than the series has ever had. This is the best exploration the series has ever had. The problem is they added the exploration, but they took out what made the series what it is.
On top of that, really quick, and I know it's technically somewhat not the same conversation, but in a way it is, because look, I love when games do that and they kind of build outside of what they do, but I'm curious to see that even though people were talking about, oh my god, yes, it's the next Left 4 Dead, blah, 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 it's the same fucking thing. Does this actually end up becoming anything different? Because you actually did get to play the beta, or whatever it's called, the alpha. I don't know what the
Yeah, the closed alpha. So basically, if people know what the fuck we're talking about, this is if you watch
Back
the
4
Game
Blood.
Awards, it's called Back 4 Blood, basically. And I have a gripe with this developer because I feel like this developer is trying to consistently capture the glory days. Because if you don't know who Turtle Rock is, Turtle Rock are guys that made the very first Left 4 Dead, the game that people generally loved at the peak of zombie games, and eventually they got either bought it by Valve or Valve bought the IP. And they ended up making Valve ended up making Left 4 Dead 2, which became a major hit. It's still played to this day. But that developer never really got any love for it. So when they came back a couple years ago with a game that I'm sure most people remember, Evolve, which was the 5v1 where you got 4 people and you fought a monster. It was a cool idea, but it never really got off the ground, mostly because 2K fucked them over. We're just trying to nickel and dime for every single thing, and essentially just drove that game into fucking negative reviews and obscurity. So they just fell off, and now they're coming back with essentially is, and I'm not saying this is kind of, this is literally Left 4 Dead 3. This has the same fucking mechanics when it comes to reloading, the same garbage voice acting, the same level structure. I'm not kidding, by the way. The voice acting is so bad, and anyone that's ever played it, it's like reloading. Why do I have to hear that 18 fucking times? Every time you reload, you have to hear the same 3 reloading fucking sounds. It's
Well,
so
is there
bad.
a tactical reason as
But
to why?
if, you
Because
were,
like,
but if you were in a real like firefight though, then you would have to do that.
I don't care. This is a video game. You don't do that in Call of Duty ever.
Well, that's not realistic.
This is it. This is oh yeah right. You know, zombies are like it's the same fucking bullshit. But the thing is everything about it is also the same. When you when a team character walks behind a wall they can't see, the outline's identical. The outline for the items on the ground are identical. The fucking situations where you have to wait for like fire to burn or something to go down while you're getting mobbed by zombies is identical. There is literally no differentiation with this. And the only reason this isn't getting called out more is because we literally haven't had a Left 4 Dead game in like 10 fucking years.
by the way, I love Vakuro because that's literally what I was going to ask you as well as the same thing. Is like, I feel like that's the case. Because, no offense, Alan. Like, man, because this is one of those things where, like, we might get into a fight. I don't think it's going to be the case, though. But I do think you're actually a pretty bad teammate.
No, it has nothing to do with that. Because my issue with Left 4 Dead is that I kind of just got tired of it because we played so much. But we literally, there was one point years ago, like 5-6 years ago, played it every single day for 2 months just to help get achievements for everybody. So it just got so repetitive, and I just started to hate the grind. But at the end of it, it's like, well, what does this game have? This game doesn't really do anything different. It has this cool thing at the end of every encounter, which is like a cart system where it's like characters will get buffs or enemies will get buffs or there'll be cooler stuff. I'm like, that's kind of cool. They took a bit of the Warzone thing where you get points and you get coins over the course of the game that at the start of the game you get to buy ammo, which is cool, right? But the problem is those boxes to buy ammo are only at the start of the level. So I was consistently running out of ammo where I just had my melee weapon. And the hordes aren't as interesting, so it's not as fun to shoot. It's really buggy. Like, this game needs a solid 1.5 years of development to really get what it's going. But my problem is it doesn't change the formula. It only benefits on the fact that the formula hasn't been around in so long. As far as actually getting anything out of it, you don't get much out of it. That if you just boot up Left 4 Dead right now, you'd have a better time.
Well, I mean, this car system, and granted, like, yeah, I mean, I guess we're talking about gameplay. Maybe this isn't part of the gameplay in a sense, really, if we're being technical about it. But, like, for me, this would make me have a much better time with this card system. I love shit like this. It reminds me of like cool. Gears of War Horde mode, like the.
It is, and it's cool. I just don't know if it didn't really feel much different, but it got a situation where they're like, oh, let's try to update the formula. They don't really update it at all, but everything they add just feels detrimental. Like in Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, over the course of the level, you get ammo drops. So, oh crap, I'm running out of ammo. You get an ammo drop. You get no ammo drops here. So the first time I was playing before I figured out how to get ammo, I literally have 2 clips and I would just have to use a melee weapon the whole fucking game. And there's a lot of enemies, so I was dying all the time. Once I figured it out, it's like, okay, but the shooting doesn't feel as good. And I know it's early, but the shooting doesn't feel nearly as good as either one of those games. The level design feels basically like, yes, it's quote-unquote new, but the structure is identical to the old one. So it doesn't feel that fresh. It feels like I'm just playing new levels to a game that I just didn't buy yet. Like I already own back. Like again, I still own Left 4 Dead 2. So there's almost no reason for this game to exist. The fucking the enemy types are identical. You still have the hunter that jumps on the ceilings. You still have the licker. You still have the tank. The only difference is they have this red spot on there for extra damage. That's the only fucking difference. It's the same thing. So it's like, why does this game exist?
But see,
Why
here's my thing that's confusing a little bit is because, like, and to bring it back to the Breath of the Wild thing, because believe it or not, that wasn't just me segueing. I do think that these two topics kind of go together, where it's like, yeah, you didn't like that Breath of the Wild puts Legend of Zelda in the beginning of its name because it's like, no, this is not the same thing. And yes, it is an evolution of whatever the fuck they were doing before, but at the same time, this is a different game, a different world, different generation.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and it's like, well, you know, granted, I mean, obviously licensing they can't put Left 4 Dead in there, but the 4 I think is definitely, you know,
Oh, yeah.
branding the back 4 blood. And when it comes to that, I'm like, all right, like, you know, this is what people would want. Like, if people are asking for Left 4 Dead, here you go. It's the same shit, and it's great because is that not the goal?
It's like, yes, if this was called Left 4 Dead, I'd have the same complaints. Probably a little bit less because, like, well, it's a sequel, so of course it's gonna have those elements. The problem is I really don't like this developer because I feel like they're consistently trying to make people remember the game they made. And then the actual game, it's like it doesn't feel any different than a game that already exists. Like the thing about Legend of Zelda games is every Legend of Zelda game still feels different. Wind Waker does not play like Ocarina of Time, and Twilight Princess does not play like Wind Waker. Like as much as they're from the same developers and the same franchise, every iteration feels different. I have my issues with Left 4 Dead 2. I think Left 4 Dead 2 is the identical game to Left 4 Dead 1, except for different characters and guns. It's the same fucking game. So seeing another game do the exact same thing, it's just like the series just brings. It's Call of Dutyism. It's just there's only 3 of them instead of 15.
Yeah, because for me, I mean, I would have been fine with just like fucking a patch to just make this look better. I mean, I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I guess essentially this is what we're gonna get. I just hope that's not gonna be priced at full price, because you look at something like this with Breath of the Wild, and even though it might not be the same thing that you wanted out of this Legend of Zelda franchise, and it is different. You feel like this has identity of its own while still being the same thing, and it is pretty cool. But Back 4 Blood, clearly that's not the case. And with a lot of games like that, I feel like when shit changes or they do something a little bit different, there is something that kind of like is a connective tissue from the old fans to the new fans to try.
There's not enough difference though, man. That's my problem. Like I can't tell someone, hey, go buy Back 4 Blood. I tell them, yo, if you want to play a 4-player zombie co-op, you don't need, because this situation where it's like, well, no one plays anymore. You can set up a private server for Left 4 Dead 2 right now, easily, no problems. We did it literally like a couple of months ago with me, Roxy, and Ganja. We literally just played Left 4 Dead. We played Left 4 Dead 2 has Left 4 Dead 1 maps and characters in there, so you just buy the second one and you're fucking good to go. So I can't tell someone, hey, go pay full price for this game that in no way doesn't do anything different, and in some cases is worse.
And to Ellen's point, oh sorry.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say, or spend $5 and buy Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, and here's the thing, to Ellen's point, by the way, I just want to say that it's pretty obvious that like maybe we might not be getting the point in a sense of like, oh well, we want to play Back 4 Blood because nostalgia. But the thing is, though, it's like, okay, if that's the case, you can go back and play Left 4 Dead 2. It's still available. Another thing that Alan's point that I think kind of fits my point of like, okay, if you want to play an evolution of the Left 4 Dead fucking gameplay, there's also the games out, that are still somewhat modern, like Killing Floor 2. Fucking,
it's a way better.
Any of the Call of Duty zombies fucking things that they added on, which I mean, it's not all the way the same thing, but Killing Floor 2, I think
Killing
is great.
Floor is a better example because the thing about Left 4 Dead isn't just a zombie horde; it's a progression from point A to point B over the course of the level. So Killing Floor is a really good example because you're going from one point of the map to the other point of the map. Call of Duty Zombies, like, yeah, you stay in the same. You do kind of do that, but it's one area, it's like one building, for instance, versus this is across a city, for instance. So that's where people like really want that. But again, go play Vermintide. Go play Killing Floor. It's a really good example. Killing Floor to me is the next level of Left 4 Dead because it becomes an RPG. Pick a character, play that character a lot. You get to level up that character so you become a better healer, stuff like that. Like that's the progression of it. This to me, it just screams of we're trying to capture the glory days. It feels like a shitty remake because they don't know how to differentiate the formula at all.
Yeah, no, but hopefully they do, do some things with it that make it, especially with the calling cards, where the fuck that is in the beginning. I hope they actually put more into that, so it becomes a bigger part of the game. And I think that's the intention. I think that this being a closed alpha fucking gameplay, or whatever. Like obviously there's gonna be some things that are gonna be shitty, but for me personally, if it's not full price, I wouldn't mind buying this and playing it with you. Even though we had the option going for Left 4 Dead, but it's like, who knows what they can add to this?
It has to be substantial. Like I'd have to replay. Like again, if this game's coming out 2021, I'm not buying it. If this game has a 2022 like release, it's like, okay, you know what? I want to see what they're gonna do because right now it's a mess, but it's early alpha. I can't sit there and be like, the game is trash. Like no, it's a fucking mess, but it's literally as early as they can fucking make this playable build fucking go. I would need to see that the hordes need to be more substantial because right now they kind of suck. The weapons need to be more interesting because again they really do suck. The melee weapons are fucking terrible. Like everything about this game is bad, but it has room to improve on everything.
Yeah, Brightburn said, do you think Super Mario 64 needs another remake or at least remaster Super Mario 64 DS? You say no, I say yes, especially considering what they fucking did with that goddamn. Because for one, it's like it's been so long. You can fix that camera. Like literally, somebody on YouTube right now can fix that camera.
Okay, but my question is, okay, here's a better example of Spyro. Should Spyro have been remade?
Yes, and it was a great remake. I think that was amazing.
Perfect. That's perfect. Why? Why did Spyro need a remake?
Because there was things they couldn't do back in the day that they can do now, and they gave you a better experience with it. Same thing with Medieval. Same thing with Crash.
There's a subtle thing of back in the day because of the fact that no one's made a Spyro game in 10 fucking years. You want a modern day Mario game that plays like 64? Go buy Odyssey.
Well, hold on, no, Spyro. They've been coming out with games for Spyro. They were huge with the whole Skylanders.
The last time Spyro came out.
I believe 2015. Like Spyro didn't like go away. It just became not popular. But they've been playing.
No, I don't think.
Skylanders, because Skylanders.
No, I'm not counting Skylanders.
I'm counting
Skylanders.
That
does not count at all.
No, I'm counting Skylanders, dude.
That does not count because people wanted a legitimate Spyro game. They added Skylanders, and that killed the franchise.
And by the way, with Spyro, fucking when Mario was taking 3 years to come out with the game, Spyro was coming out with a game every fucking year. On PS2, Spyro was whooping ass.
Then we'll fucking flip it with because again, if you want to bring up whatever Skylanders, whatever, good shit. Crash is a better example.
Way better example. Yes.
Okay, Crash has stopped, and then it's like, well, shit. Okay, the Insane Trilogy came out because no one made a game in 10 fucking years. If you want to play a game that feels like Mario 64 but is modern day graphics, go play Odyssey. But unless you want the identical level,
so not the same game, bro.
It's very, very similar because Mario games are notorious for being very, very similar. It's just, do you just want the same identical level design? Because Nintendo doesn't do remakes. They're very few.
Nintendo doesn't do remakes. Where is Ganja?
Where? What are you talking? Okay, name me more than 3.
Donkey Kong Country, A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening.
A Link to the Past they never did a remake of. They did
A Link Between Worlds, and it's basically a Link to the Past. And they did the remake on the fucking DS or the 3DS as well.
That's a port, though. That doesn't count.
No, that's not a port. The Mario 64 that came out earlier this year was a port. The one on 3DS is actually different.
But that's what I mean.
Also, is Super Mario All Stars.
Nintendo. What? Those are all ports, dude. That's
Super Mario All Stars is not a remake.
But what I mean is, okay. So what I'm getting at is, I'm not saying they never do that. I'm saying that they're very few. There are very few fucking remakes Nintendo does. They mostly
Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Oh, I forgot about the Pokemon games.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go is its own thing. Pokemon Go is its own thing. Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee are their own thing. Nintendo will
Soul Silver.
Okay, I'm gonna go and rewind that a little bit.
Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
That doesn't count as a remake.
It's a fucking remake.
It's not even canon. Any fucking way. Let's retract that. And plus, that doesn't count. It's not a Nintendo game.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking PS2 or that's a fucking Konami game.
It was on Nintendo GameCube. I love you so much.
It doesn't fucking matter. It wasn't by Nintendo.
It's Nintendo GameCube.
It's on the Nintendo. It wasn't made by Nintendo.
Twin
Did
Snakes.
Nintendo develop that?
Yeah, Twin Snakes. Dude, Twin Snakes was not on PS2 or Xbox or anything. It was only on Nintendo GameCube.
Nintendo.
So you're telling me that Sony developed that game and only put it on Nintendo?
Konami did.
It's Nintendo, bro.
No, Nintendo didn't make that game. Konami were the ones that developed the game. They just kept it on their fucking platform.
All right. Nah, it's cool.
Anyway, my point is when it comes to Nintendo isn't known for remaking their games consistently. They have a few franchises that they pick specific titles from, but they're most likely it's like they'll make a sequel to the franchise before they go back and remake something, even if it was popular. There are examples, but for the most part, they would rather make a sequel. There are very few times where you can actually pull that up. Yeah, I really got to redo my sentence. My point is that they're more likely to do a sequel than they are to do a remake. Is Nintendo's philosophy. Because why give you something old when it gives you something new? Now, and again, I played Mario Odyssey and Mario 64. I personally enjoy Mario 64 a lot more because it's a bit more pure to what it is. And Mario Odyssey just kind of has too many. It's weird. It has too many new additions to the franchise that I stopped playing because I realized I stopped playing Mario games after. What was that fucking game? I stopped playing it after. I was going to say Wind Waker. What was the water one? Mario Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine, yeah.
That was the last time I played Mario games.
Understandably so, because it was fucking terrible,
Oh
Jet.
no, it was fantastic. It was actually fantastic. I love that
God
game. It's my
damn
favorite.
it.
It's my favorite 3D Mario game. Like that game is amazing. But I stopped playing after that, and they added like I think I booted up Galaxy for like 2 seconds. I'm like, I'm not into Mario games anymore, and just never played another one until Odyssey came out. I'm like, it's okay, but I don't like the whole weird open world. I preferred the level design that was still also open world, where like every level was like kind of in this house. That was really, really cool for me. But this weird open world where everything has to flow together, I'm like, no, I like the whole level-based stuff for Mario.
Well, the thing is, and I wanted to bring this up with Brightburn's thing because, like, yeah, dude, for me, I feel like these should have been remakes. Maybe not, fucking Galaxy and Sunshine, but 64 can be remade and be fucking perfected. They could do some amazing shit. There's fans. I mean, fuck Nintendo. There's people out there on YouTube right now just chilling that can make such a better Mario 64. Such a better Mario 64. And
but
yet,
the thing is, all you're complaining about is the camera. I
don't want to go an hour talking about all the bad things about the game. But I mean, if you want me to, I can. But like, there's fucking 30, 40, 50 fucking other bad things about that game.
That game is fantastic.
The bosses,
but even...
the fucking you can add fucking voiceover stuff, but they don't have that in
Wait,
there.
the
lack of power-ups, the fucking lack of what the house is not even used for anything. But yet they're like, oh, walk around like a Tomb Raider. Oh, I can just free roam, but there's no free roam to it.
What are you talking about? There's all sorts of free roam and power-ups. There are power-ups all over the fucking place where you can get the Metal Mario and Mario like walk through walls. You can fucking fly in that game. And we talk about this open world. You walk to a different room in the house and it was a different fucking level. Every level itself also had its own open world.
If you're calling that fucking free roam, it's like it's not really.
It is free roam.
It's like walking in a menu in a DVD fucking thing. It's
a free roam game. It's an open world hub. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying the controls are fucking bad too. The fact that they have no real good tutorial fucking thing. The fact that the missions are very, very repetitive. Every single fucking place you go into has a certain race mission and a certain fucking like kill this many characters mission, find the fucking star mission, and then there's no other missions that are different other than that.
That's a Mario game.
Mario 64 was not like any other Mario game. That's the thing. It's like it was trying to do something different, and then it ended up just doing a 3D version of the same shit. It's like, are you going to be a different game, or you're not going to be a different game?
It was a different game, and plus, a 3D version of the thing, it was a monumental feat in video gaming.
Okay, see, now you're doing that thing again where it's like...
3D. What's up?
No, as that first impressions thing that people do, where it's like, it's the first one, so it has to be great now. It's like, no.
It was good at the time too. You're like one of the only people that's like, oh, it was bad. It's like it was a monumental.
The girls are fighting.
But it's like one of those things like what gamers do. It's just like are you also gonna say that fucking like the first Mario game is the best Mario game ever made? No,
Super Mario World is the best Mario game ever made.
Okay, I agree with that. But the thing is, though, it's like I just feel
like
that's
done as many changes as this one did. The change of perspective allowed for a change in how they're going to approach doing platformers. It's literally on the list of the only good 3D platformers ever fucking made.
Right,
there are so few.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, and Brian Byrne, and this goes to the conversation really well. It's like Mario RPG, that's like Kingdom Hearts. You could do that Mario 64.
Good, though.
Wait, so you're saying Kingdom Hearts is not good? Because it's hard.
I'll say that to the camera. Kingdom Hearts sucked. I beat it. Did you?
No, I love it.
Fuck you then.
Wait, look at that elitist attitude. Damn.
You didn't elitist. You just gave me shit. Oh, because it's too hard. I finished the fucking game.
Okay. I finished it. I liked it.
Yeah. See, that's 2-on-1.
So what? What does that do with anything? That doesn't add to your point.
Well, you brought it up first. How did that conversation?
Actually, and you didn't play it right, by the way, because you didn't even get all the Keyblades, and like that's a big part of the game.
No, I did get all the Keyblades. I just didn't use them all.
Well, then what's the point getting a fucking?
I didn't know until the end of the game.
God.
You also didn't get any of the extra bosses either.
Fucking what? I still got to the end credits. Jesus. Just because I didn't 100% it. Nick, you didn't even fucking get 10%. Fuck you. You have no right.
I watched the Let's Play. It was great.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, I finished Kingdom Hearts 2 as well. That game sucks.
Oh, you should play Kingdom Hearts 3. You might really like it.
No, I did. I played it for like an hour. I'm like, this is just the same thing. I'm done with the series.
Here's the thing, though, guys. I had to get out of here because I had to do something for Corey Coleman.
Oh, Hercules. Hercules is like my favorite Disney one of my favorite Disney movies, and they fucking ruined it.
But here's the thing, though, guys. While we do our whole thing, our whole spiel about where to find us, etc., I'm actually going to go ahead and raid. It's a Mario Kart. I'm going to assume that this is somebody that's related to Mauricio or a girl that he has a crush on. I don't know, but apparently she just started, so we're going to send this raid over there. Enjoy that shit. But until then, thank you guys for chilling with us. And if you guys are still here after I send you over there to this raid, then enjoy what we're about to say. So with that said, Alan, you tell them where to find you and Ganja Guru when you guys come back from the break.
Alrighty, so if you basically follow me on Facebook, you'll see the Metropolis Collective. If you want to go check that out, just put a like there. You'll see all sorts of content from me and Ganja and Ruthless. We do the 9 podcasts, but we're on break right now, so be sure to check that out when you get a chance.
Oh, yes, and here it is right here. My exploit will actually do what I do, what I want to do, whatever the fuck. There it is right there. Metropolis Collective, in case you don't know how to spell. And if you don't know how to spell that, you're stupid. I'm sorry.
Well, welcome to the chat.
I like her setup.
It's pretty good. It's a nice setup.
It's a very, that's kind of the default for how Twitch is now, how everyone does their shit.
Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. With that said, we out of here. Goodbye. We love you guys very much. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy that person that we rated. I forgot her name already. Mario Kart. Something. Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
There we go. Damn straight. You guys enjoy yourselves. See you later. Goodbye. Alan's wrong about the remakes for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm wrong about that. I gotta go back and redo my thing. I still stand by it that they focus more on sequels. You're wrong on Mario 64. You're like the only one.